So we have a little problem with Modern Warfare 2, at least for the PS5 players. So this video is going to be a warning. Do not buy Modern Warfare 2, the physical edition of the game. There is absolutely zero point in making that purchase. You get not a single benefit. You actually get better benefits by purchasing the digital edition. And if you do want to get a digital edition of Modern Warfare 2, there is a link in the description that will take you through the CD keys. They're fast, they're reliable, they're cheap, you can pre-order and everything. I've been using them for about 3 years now, and using the link in the description will directly support the channel at the same time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated. And let's get into exactly why I am saying do not buy the physical edition of Modern Warfare 2. So I got a message from a good friend, Sean, and he said something that's absolutely ridiculous. So I looked into it, I found a little bit more information, and this is stupid in every possible sense. So what I've done on the Xbox Series X, and I don't know if this is across all platforms, I know it's at least for the PS5, but I purchased and pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox Series X so I could get it preloaded. I buy all my games digital, and it's been split up into different content packs. You have multiple content packs. They're all 10 megabytes each. They are simply licenses. Then you have the installation of the base game, the campaign, the co-op, multiplayer, and Warzone 2, and they total around 90 gig. When it comes to the PlayStation, I'm not entirely sure of the entire download file size, but a lot of people will go to stores and they will purchase physical disc editions of games because it cuts out some of that download size. As an example, we will use Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And remember, this is pure example. Say the game's 100 gig and the disc is holding 40 gig of that data. When you put it into your console, you only need to download 60 gig of that data, then you can play the game. If you buy it digital, you have to do the full 100 gig. Well, Modern Warfare 2, I'm going to leave it a few seconds for you guys to guess how much data is on the disc. 3, 2, 1. There is 72 megabytes of data on the entire disc. So that means if the game is 100 gig on the PlayStation 5, and that's the only platform affected, that means you will have to use your internet speed to download the full 100 gig. There is not even a tenth of a gigabyte on the physical disc for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's the absolute worst news people want for a video game, something like this, because there are internet speeds across the world that are so slow. Mine's dreadful, that's why I pre-ordered and preloaded it. Mine is absolutely terrible, and it's possibly going to be about 3 years until I can get faster internet speeds where I live. So I can imagine the absolute pain that some people are going to go through, and I don't know why this has been done. There is 72 megabytes of physical data on that disc, and I think that's probably just the license to play the game. Now, when it comes to benefits for having the digital version of the title, you are not going to be tethered to a disc, so you can have a movie in your console, you can have a different game in there. You're not going to have a physical disc that you are forced to put in your console to play Modern Warfare 2. The only thing you would be buying the physical disc for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is the license to play the game, which you get for the digital edition of the game anyway. So physical disc players have been screwed over entirely. As I said, I'm not 100% sure on the actual file size for the game, but I've also heard that there's a 40 gigabyte day one patch coming, or is recently being released, or something like that. So if you do have slow internet speeds, it's gonna take a very, very long time for you to be able to play Modern Warfare 2 unless you've pre-ordered it. Not only that, but it could potentially cause people problems when it comes to just internal storage on a console. If people don't have a lot of money to go out and buy extra storage through external hard drives and SSDs and stuff, then as I said, on Xbox Series X, this game is around 90 gig, with the campaign itself being 30 gigabytes. So if people were hoping for the physical disc to take some of that storage away, like you don't need to because it's on the disc, like you don't need to download it, then that is not going to be the case. As I said, there are 72 megabytes of data on this disc, not even a tenth of a gig. This is going to cause crazy, crazy issues for a lot of players. There are people out there that absolutely hate the idea of digital editions of games. There's loads of different reasons behind it, loads of different factors, and like there's just a multitude of different things. But honestly, if it comes down to buying the disc or the digital edition, there is no point in purchasing that disc unless you absolutely have to, because it holds zero data whatsoever. There is nothing on that disc besides it being able to send a signal to the store and allow you to actually download the game, which you can just do digital anyway. And not only that, if you're going to a store, you haven't pre-ordered, there's no midnight release or anything like that, you're going in the middle of the day tomorrow, for an example, you're going to pick the game up, then you're actually wasting time because you've got to install the entire game through a download. So you might as well just purchase it, the digital edition, and you might as well just get it started now, because that disc holds no benefit. You might as well not own it. Not only that, but I believe because of this, if you wanted to play any of the game offline, you can't. Because the disc holds nothing, the campaign's not on there, co-op's not on there, multiplayer's not on there, Warzone 2 won't be on there, the base game won't be on there, or anything. You cannot play this game offline whatsoever. You put the disc in, and there's nothing on it. If you are right now unable to download the full Modern Warfare 2 title, whether that's 90 gig, 120, or even 150, whatever size it is, if you are unable to download that entire amount onto storage, you will not be able to play the game. So if it does affect the discs for Xbox, say you was hoping for everything to be on the disc and you had to install 20 gig, say you've got like 25 gig or even 30 gig in storage, you cannot even install the base game. The base game for Modern Warfare 2 is 40 gig. The campaign is 30. Co-op is 5 gig, multiplayer is 9.4, and Warzone 2 is 6.2. But I believe you need the base game installed to play any of the actual features. So altogether, to play multiplayer, you need 50 gig of storage. And that is the file sizes for the Xbox Series X. PS5, PC, all that stuff will differ. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's a shame that the disc only has 72 megabytes on it. I don't even know how to respond to it properly. It's an absolute joke how that is all that is on the disc. Again, I don't know if it's just for the PlayStation. Even if it is just for the PlayStation, it's stupid. They should have done much better. They're a big, big company. They know what they're doing. File sizes for these games are crazy every year anyway. And honestly, we're coming to the end of 2022 now, and gaming seems to be going backwards. Players are getting ripped off from broken games, and developers are out there saying that games are far too cheap based on inflation. Games are coming out and their physical discs have 72 megabytes of data on them. And there are games that should have had way more updates than they've had, and developers just abandon them. There's a plethora of issues, especially in the AAA market. And as I said previously in the video, this issue is going to screw over a lot of Call of Duty players. So I highly recommend not purchasing the physical disc edition of Modern Warfare 2. But what we're going to do is leave it there. Check out this video if you want to see other content for Modern Warfare 2 on the channel. That's going to do it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.